Hey guys, it's Z bringing you a video review of high-grade Zeydra from Mobile Suit Gundam Age. Alright guys, so I don't have any extra videos for him, like a build video, like a build series or an unboxing video, because I kind of just was out of it when I was building this guy. But in that case, let's just get this review started by talking about his details and doing a little bit of comparison. So size comparison with the Age 1 flat, definitely taller, definitely bigger, I like that. But he is just as tall as if you have a unicorn mode. Head height wise, yeah, they're about the same size, but he's still taller thanks to his little horn. But yeah, so there you go. Start talking about his design. I really like it, and a lot of it has to do with the color separation on this guy. Barely any stickers were provided, and even if you did decide to use the stickers, it's like kind of no point, because you have foil stickers behind all three of the clear green pieces. Then they're just like reflective foil stickers, so you don't even need to use them unless and they don't really show that well unless sun's like really hitting it. But you can just paint that with like an aluminum silver or something like that if you're into painting. But the stickers do work well too. You also get some stickers for the eyes, which is like barely noticeable. I painted the eyes and still barely noticeable. And then these two black stickers, or I guess dark gray, that go here on these little orange bits on the wings, just to match with the joint back there. And I figured, well, you're not going to see the back of the wings more than half the time anyway, so I just didn't bother painting or putting stickers on. But the stickers do work pretty well. They're just not that many. Building this guy was actually pretty fun. It wasn't that much harder or not that much easier than building the Age 1, but it was similar in the fact that putting the chest together was definitely the highlight of the build, because you can see all the different colors all over the chest. You got the yellow, the orange, the red, dark gray, even the clear green, so lots of colors on the chest itself. Same thing with the waist. So really great color separation. Putting this guy together was really fun. He doesn't have a lot of detail because of his design, but there are lots of panel lining opportunities on him. I decided to use black and gray depending on which color I was working on. So with the reds I used black, and that really brought out more of the details, especially on the legs. I really felt like that was needed. And there are none really elsewhere, like on the arms, but there are just these little channels and areas that you can use lining marker on just to bring out more of his detail. But other than that, putting this guy together was pretty fun. Building him was really good, really fun too. Chest, waist, definitely build highlights, and the overall effect is this awesome looking red mobile suit. Now for this guy's articulation and posability, you can't pose him or move him around like Age 1 can, but for what he's got, he's still pretty good. Now his head is on a double ball joint, so full range of movement. Well, not really full, depending on depending on where this guy, the chin ends up. You do have a little bit of limitation there, but still good enough. You have these wings back here that'll rotate, flap and rotate, because they're on these polycaps and pegs. The arms are on ball. Can't remember if they're ball joints or not, but you have this kind of cool little system here. So whenever the arm moves, that little black piece moves around with it too. So arms can go out about that far, full range of movement there. Rotate under the shoulder, but it's really stiff for some reason. Sometimes I feel like I gotta be careful moving that around, otherwise I might break something. Elbow joint or elbow bend could be nicer, but that's still good enough. And a ball jointed wrist. Double jointed waist area, so lots of movement there. Can tilt side to side, backwards and forwards, and even tilt on the bottom by the waist. Front skirts are on ball joints, so are the back skirts. These are on those thinner ball joints. These are on the bigger ball joints. Still good enough. The back here, well, that's not really articulation, but the legs, the way the legs are connected, they're on a ball joint, but the peg here is kind of offset tilted a little bit. Not sure why, but I really haven't figured it out. But anyway, kick out about that far back. Not so much kicking outside. Nice double jointed knee bend right there, and that little piece moves with the knee, so that's really nice right there. And then the legs, or not the legs, but the feet, rotate, swivel left and right. Not so much swivel left and right on the ankle, but lots of forward and backwards. It can rotate too. This guy is connected on the back there. He hasn't popped out too much, but it has popped off a couple times just trying to pose him, but that's like, sometimes I'm just not being careful. You might want to like look out for this. If anything, I think you guys need to watch out for the way you build the waist. Is there kind of two halves that come together. Sometimes when you're posing the waist, the seam line likes to show up right there, and then even along back here, as you can see. So just look out for that. And if you're doing, if you're doing like a solid build, you might as well just like glue that together. I don't think gluing it together would keep the model kit from doing anything. Keep the model kit from doing anything that it already does. So I probably suggest to glue that in. And speaking of gluing things in, probably you might want to glue those commander antennas in, because these pop off every time. So now for his accessories, he comes with a basic, rifle and sword, no shield, but here's his rifle. They call it the Zeydra rifle. Pretty detailed. You can highlight a couple things there. There should be a foil sticker in the front for the sensor, and I'm not sure if there's one for the back. Or I can't remember, but there's definitely one for the front. I just didn't apply it on there. I think there might be one for that, for the barrel. It might be sensor or barrel, but none for the back. And it does have like a special hand to hold the gun in. And it's cool because like you can either have it on both hands, because the hand's design is pretty much the same no matter what end you put it in. So you can use that on the left side, and you can use that on the right side. That's what I like about the design of the hands, because they're pretty much interchangeable. So you can have them left hand wielding or right hand wielding the beam rifle. He has two open palms, so you have the beam Vulcans out there. They're attached with the ball joints, so you can close them up or extend them out. And if you have universal century beams, these are the only kind of beams that fit in to this port. This obviously is not a yellow one. Well, actually, it kind of comes out as nice and yellow, but it's really a pink clear beam saber that I took from either the GM Type C or one of the unicorns that I got, and I painted it with clear yellow Tamiya paint. And yeah, so I basically just stole it. Otherwise, this guy doesn't come with any beams. Sad face. And he comes with two. So yeah, he also comes with two closed fists. And not only that, he has his Zeydra sword, which is attached back there with a peg, little custom peg, and you attach it this way. There's a little hole right there. There's a little port. Make sure you put the beam Vulcan down, peg it in there, and there you have it. And just swap out the hands, and he's ready to slash some EFF soldiers up in half. And I do believe that's all the accessories he comes with. Alright, so overall I feel like Zeydra is a really solid model kit. It does have a couple quirks, like it doesn't have beam sabers, but I really don't think that most vegan mobile suit model kits come with beam sabers, and that's one of the downfalls of this whole age line, is that the Zeydra, not the Zeydra, but just most or all the vegan mobile suits just don't come with any beam effect parts, which is pretty sad. And that could be one of the reasons why you don't pick this up, but I think that's being a little too shallow. If that's the only reason you're not going to want to pick up a vegan mobile suit model kit, especially Zeydra. Zeydra's really solid. It's got really good posability. Building him is pretty fun and easy. The color separation, as you can see, is pretty good. He does come with a decent amount of accessories, just enough for you to be able to play around with him, mess around with him, pose him, and be satisfied. But I think overall this is definitely worth checking out if you haven't already. So yep, that's my final thoughts on the high-grade Zeydra. Definitely pick it up if you haven't already. I really like the mobile suit design. The red, it's just awesome. Alright guys, peace out. Thanks for watching.